What's up, gang? Hey, in this video I am going to teach you why under no circumstances should you start over caring about women. No matter what you believe, no matter what you think, no matter what you've been told, I am going to break down exactly why you do not want to fall into this trap. So if you haven't done so already, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, share this with somebody who needs to hear this, and let's jump into the video. Alright, so I left this comment on this page, and what I wrote in a comment was I was like replying to like a video that I was watching on YouTube, and then I put shows too much care. The less you care, the better. Then I got a reply from the comment that says, if you don't care, then she's gonna think you're playing games and aren't serious. Then I wrote back to that reply with, not if you actually don't care. So the reason I wanted to read that comment breakdown, because a lot of people think that. A lot of people, they care so much about girls' feelings, opinions, what they're gonna think of them. So they justify caring too much about a chick. A lot of people do this. They justify caring too much about a chick because they're afraid at what the chick is going to think of them, which means that they care too much, right? A part of what I'm trying to teach you guys is, if you don't care that much, like just deeply, truly start losing care for each and every one of these chicks, understanding that you lose no attraction points because you got turned down. Nothing changes in your mind. 100 girls can turn you down. Nothing changes in your mind with how you feel about yourself, because you don't care. You don't put too much emphasis on their opinion. You don't put too much emphasis on the way they behave, the way they act, how they'll turn you down, but, you know, do something else with some other guy. You just don't care at all, right? And there's so many guys that justify caring because they say, well, if I don't care, she's going to think I'm playing games with her, so I got to show that I care. That is the biggest trap. Because if you show that you care and you go back into that trap, she's gonna put you in a box of, she doesn't want to take you serious because you're showing too much care. And every blue moon, rarely, low percentage, every blue moon, a girl is gonna get disinterested by your lack of care. But most often, that's not the case. Like, I have a text thread. I don't even want to read it because it's a back and forth thread, because the girl doesn't live in the U.S. So the girl doesn't live in the U.S., but she's American. She was born here, but she lives, and she chose to live in the Bahamas. So she travels because she has like a job or something. Like she's the head up of some big company that's in the Bahamas, but she was born and raised in the U.S. So what she does is she works in the Bahamas, but she comes to Florida every so often. One of the things with her is, because she doesn't live in the U.S., she keeps trying to text me about pointless shit. And I really don't want to go back and forth with her, right? Because it's like, motherfucker, if you ain't here in the U.S., like, ain't really much that we gonna fucking talk about. When I first met her, I only met her one time when she was just here, and her flight was the next day. We had a good time. We made out. We danced. We did all of that stuff. But her flight was so early in the morning, it's like 4 a.m., so she had to leave and basically go directly to the airport. So, you know, we couldn't hook up or nothing like that. But when she went to the US, or when she went back to the Bahamas, she wanted to keep texting me like random pointless shit. And, you know, I was just kind of blowing it off, like LOL or this or blah blah blah, like just saying shit back, or maybe I just heart it, but basically letting her know, bitch, I don't want to keep this conversation going until you back to Florida, right? So she posted, because we texted on WhatsApp, she posted on her story like some saying like, I see how it is, I'm just gonna take a step back. Basically just putting something on her story, basically saying that I'm not communicating the way she want to communicate. I still didn't communicate, and randomly she hit me up and she was just like, oh, I might be in Florida this week or next weekend. You get where I'm coming from? So even though, you know what I mean, this dude is basically trying to justify in the comments like, well, I need to show that I care, because if I don't show that I care, then she's gonna think I'm playing games and I'm not serious. So like, he cares so much that he thinks showing that he don't care is gonna make her think that she playing games and whatever the case is. What ends up happening is her affection for you actually grows. The fact that you don't care as much. She can't help it. It's like it's something in her nature. Like, she's so used to, girls are like spoiled brats. They are so used to getting what they want. When they don't get what they want, it drives them crazy. That's how girls' minds works. So what I'm trying to tell you guys is, you gotta do stuff to make you care less about women, which in turn would get you more women. I didn't say don't care at all. You gotta I got some women texting me right now. I just went out tonight, but I'm not saying don't care at all, because you gotta show some care, because you gotta initially introduce yourself. If you don't know how to do that, I just dropped the smooth talker video. Make sure you watch that video over and over again, because that's exactly how I introduce myself. That is exactly how, you know, I hook up with so many girls, have my rotation, have girls in love with me. That's basically exactly, you know, how I initiate conversation and how I become a smooth talker. But at the end of the day, you have to not care if you want results. Don't be like this guy trying to justify reasons to care, because that's how you keep the same results that you've been keeping. Because that's one of the things that I thought that ran across my mind when I first heard AMS for the first time. I was like, nah, man, if I show that I don't care, she gonna think I'm playing games and shit. She gonna think I'm not serious. It's not the case, bro. It's not the case, especially if you really don't care. See, I evolved to an area where I really actually don't care. Like I'll go out at nights. Like tonight, it wasn't that many hot girls out tonight. Like, I probably only talked to like 2 to 3 girls tonight, because it was so many girls that wasn't my type. You feel me? So it's like, I'm not gonna go out of my way to talk to a girl that's not my type. Like, you know what I mean? But there's a few of them that was. One of the girls, I guess I met a long time ago, she remembered me. I could not remember her, but I knew she was bad as fuck. And she was like, you've been texting me and all this bullshit. But I copy and paste, so I really can't fucking remember. She remembered my name. She remembered everything about me. So then I said, what's your number? So I looked up her number. Her number ain't saved in my phone. I just fucking copy and paste and shit. So I found her text thread. She said, see, I told you we've been texting. I know she was saying, you're CJ, you're this. Beautiful fucking chick. She probably texted me right now. Beautiful fucking chick. So then I'm like, so why the fuck you ain't text me back? Because most of my shit just be like dripping and shit. Especially, she texts me back sometimes here and there, but she didn't want to set no fucking date and shit. So I'm like, so what? I said, so why we ain't link up? She's like, oh, I'm not looking for nothing serious. I was like, oh, alright. I walked off mid-conversation, bro. I'm like, what the fuck I'm going back and forth with this bitch for? So then I think it's her texting right now. Let me see if it came. No, that's not her. No, that's not her. That's another chick that just texted me. But yeah, so she playing games and shit, but she remembered everything about me. She remembered my name. I didn't remember her name. I didn't remember nothing. I just know it was a badass chick, flat stomach, big old booty, blue eyes, cute blonde. She remembered everything about me. I didn't remember her name, none of that shit. I didn't even know I was fucking texting her. You know what I mean? And she broke all that down, and what that goes to show me is, like, just because a girl fucking rejects you, or, you know what I mean, doesn't give you, like, doesn't text you back or doesn't set a date with you, that doesn't mean she doesn't like you. Cause ain't no way in hell that girl gonna remember all this shit about me and I remember nothing about her. She remembered every fucking detail about me. She remembered the day I met her, the day I got her number. She told me the date. She was telling me all this shit, and I was just looking at her like, I was like, how long ago was this? She was telling me the date. She was like, it was right before Christmas. You ran into me here. You asked me for my number. I was like, what the fuck? She was telling me what I was wearing and shit. I'm like, damn, this girl crazy. So that just goes to show you, just because a girl turned you down. So I was like, so why we ain't link up? Like, I was like, I'm reading the text. I'm like, so why we ain't? She's like, oh, I'm not looking for nothing serious. I just came out of a relationship. I'm just not in that space right now. So I walked off from the bitch. Like, what the fuck? Like, you know what I mean? Like, the fuck? What we still talking for? Like, you wasted my time. But I really don't care. Like, I evolved to that level of just not caring, bro. And trust me, bro, once you evolve to that level, that's when the doors open up. And when I mean the doors, I mean girls start opening up their legs, they start opening up their mouth, they start doing things to you that you can't even imagine. Especially if you're a guy that hasn't been getting a lot of play and hasn't been getting a lot of results for women. When you really start really not caring for real, like at first, you know, they say fake it till you make it. You know, at first when I was listening to AMS way back in the day, at first I was faking not caring, but it still was effective. Now I just evolved to an area where I just really don't care, bro. I really don't care. I don't talk to girls that's my type. I would go, if I went out a night, I would go out a whole night and not talk to a single girl if none of them stood out to me and was actually my type. Because I really don't care. I'm not trying to prove a point. I'm not trying to raise my body count. I'm not trying to settle for less. I don't care about body count. I don't care about these hoes. I don't care. All I care about is finding a girl that I'm attracted to and I have a good conversation with, vibe, click with, and we end up doing something. You know what I mean? And we end up doing something, right? And usually for men that means something sexual, because we sexually driven creatures. You know what I mean? It was a girl that I met today, fucking beautiful, gorgeous girl, you know what I mean? Conversation was clicking, but off the rip, she's like, hey, I'm just gonna let you know I do got a man though. You know what I mean? She's like, I'm just gonna let you know, like I like talking to you, like I like your vibe, I like your style. She was like, I like talking to you, but she's like, I just wanna let you know up front I got a man. So she hit me with that got a man. I cut that fucking conversation short. You feel me? Like, I'm not finna fall in love with you and your charisma and your aura and that nice ass body. I'm already thinking the shit that I'm finna do to your ass, and you gonna stop the conversation. I got a man, but you wanna keep talking? Nah, I'm fine. You ain't gonna catch me in that trap, because I really don't give a fuck. I'm not finna fucking get into this long drawn out fucking conversation, listening to your shit, doing 80-20, listening to you, you know, dump all your fucking problems and shit on me and trying to put me in the fucking friend zone. No, the fuck you ain't, goddammit. I'm not the friend zone guy. I'm not the guy that's gonna wait in the friend zone patiently waiting to get some coochie. I'm the guy that's gonna come off intentionally. Now, I have hooked up with girls with boyfriends, but those girls have lied to me. They didn't stop me from doing my moves. They didn't say early in the conversation, I got a boyfriend. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just letting you know I got a boyfriend, so like nothing's gonna happen. Like, nah. You hit me with that shit early, I'm out. Because in my mind, you saying it for a reason. Girls that have boyfriends that really digging you, they don't even bring up their boyfriend. You won't even fucking know until after y'all done hooked up, getting closer, shit like that, and then you start peeping shit like, damn, this nigga keep calling her, damn, hearts is all up on this, all up on her phone. Damn, it's a nigga she keep texting when she kicking it with me. Then you start finding out, damn, another nigga involved. But if you telling me up front, like up rip, I got a boyfriend, I don't care too much to keep pursuing your ass. No matter how bad you is, no matter how elegant. And this girl was bad as fuck. She talks sweet. She looks sweet. In my mind, I'm like, I know this bitch got a boyfriend. How the fuck a bitch this bad who talks sweet like that, cute like that, smell good like that? Every dude was looking at her. You feel me? I was the only one to walk up to her. There's niggas more muscles than me, all staring at her, standing. I walked right up to him like, hey, I'm CJ. She's like, oh, hey, I'm Bella. You know what I mean? Just a beautiful little chick. She got a man. I move on. So when I read comments like this, you know what I mean, people are so afraid and trying to find ways to justify why they should care more about these chicks. All I see is a guy that's afraid to basically significantly improve his dating life. It's a guy who's like afraid that he gonna start not caring and his dating life is gonna increase so significantly that it gives him anxiety. He can't even think. Some people like keeping themselves in a box. You know what I mean? Like, some people like keeping themselves in a little tiny box. It's some people who get afraid that, like, damn, who am I going to become if I become rich? You know what I mean? Some people get afraid, like, who am I going to become if I can start hooking up with the girls of my dreams consistently? Like, some people are afraid of success, believe it or not. Some people are terrified of it. They do things to self-sabotage themselves so that they don't actually get the success. They say things to self-sabotage themselves so they don't actually get the success. They do everything in their power to stay in the box. That is a mental obstacle that a lot of people have to come over, and you just gonna have to get over it. You just gonna have to get over it. And one of the ways to get over that mental block is just not giving a fuck. Just not caring. You know what I mean? If I become successful, who gives a fuck? You know what I mean? I'm gonna be smart with the money. I'm gonna fucking, save it. I'm gonna give back to my community. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna be greedy. You know what I mean? Even in the Bible, God says there's nothing wrong with making a lot of money, but there is a problem when it comes to greed. And most of the people that I've seen on a downturn that I've met, including Grant Cardone, is, Grant Cardone could have ran a very successful company and probably have been a billionaire by now if he wasn't so greedy. Greed kind of fucks Grant Cardone. And when I see really massive companies like that, and they grow real fast and stuff, and they just keep trying to suck more and more money out of their clients and not giving a fuck about their clients, I'd be like, that's gonna be the downfall of that company. Instead of the slow, steady marathon, giving back to the people, giving back to your clients, because at the end of the day, you wouldn't be nothing without them. You know what I mean? You wouldn't be running a business if you didn't have clients. Like, you can't have a business without clients. You know what I mean? And that's, and you know what I mean? That's how I think of the world. Same thing with girls. You know what I mean? Being surrounded by beautiful girls. Me personally, like, I'm not trying to, like, some chick today, the one that just texted me, she was trying to hook up today. Like, she was trying to, like, hook up, like, quick. And I would have, but a dude came out with me that I don't really like gaming with, and me and her, she getting in my face, she trying to make out with me, and he started being weird with her friend, and the friend grabbed my friend, even though I got the number early because I already seen him. I know he's a weird guy, so I don't want him to be in my sets. I'd rather be out alone and go on the set by myself, but he'll jump in because he's just a little horny, little weird little guy, and he'll start doing weird dancing monkey shit. So I say, fuck, I gotta get this girl number early. So I even asked for the number like really early with her because we already feeling each other. Got the number real quick, and as soon as that nigga started getting weird with the friend, her friend grabbed my girl, and my girl still holding my hand. She's like, I don't want to go, but I got to. And I was like, hey, I got your number, we'll set something up. She was like, well, I got a really busy schedule. You know what I mean? And I was just like, so what you trying to say? She was like, if my friend wasn't pulling me, like, I would like to sit and talk to you all night. Like, you know what I mean? I was like, all right, let's link up, And her friend was like pulling her to the fucking bathroom type shit. So I was like, all right, let's link up later. Like, you know what I mean? So, and now she texted me because I sent that little text, but it wasn't that many cute ones. So the few cute ones that I ran into, that was one of them. But yeah, man, sometimes, like I tell you, man, sometimes it's just good to game. It's good to game alone. But some of these niggas, they be fucking trying to force me to fucking go out with them. Like they won't let me. Where you going tonight? Where you going tonight? Where you gonna be at? They fucking blowing me up. Cause I like going out alone. But motherfuckers be wanting to go out with me bad, and I have no problem with that, but I just be like, bro, just, if you gonna game with me, please do my style. Because if we trying to do a two-man, like basically we trying to pull a two-set, we trying to get them both to come home with us, there are very few mistakes that you gotta make. You feel me? You know what I mean? Yes, the bare minimum attraction threshold has to be there for the girl. You don't have to be her perfect ideal type, but the bare minimum attraction threshold for her has to be there. And then from there, you got to make very little mistakes, especially if you're trying to pull both of them. You feel me? Any person in the set who make too many mistakes in these two mans, you mess it up. That's why I like going solo, because I know I ain't gonna fuck it up. I know I'm gonna keep my mistakes at a bare minimum. I know that girls start losing interest once you start showing too much care. So I try to keep the care at a bare motherfucking minimum. I come in with a positive attitude. You do have to be positive, like a positive person. Like you can't come in and be like not care. Like you come in and be like, hey, what's up? Hey, yeah, my name's CJ. Hey, it gotta be somewhat positive. Like, hey, what's up? You know what I mean? Oh, I'm CJ. I don't even ask her name. You feel me? And if most of the time they're gonna say their name, and then when they do say their name, be like, hey, so what's the occasion? You know what I mean? Let them talk. Let them take the conversation where they want to go. Like the way this conversation went, she was just like, oh man, she's like, I just need to get a break from work. I work so much. I'm just here. I'm just like, oh damn, for real? I said, what you do for work? She said, oh, I'm a personal trainer. I said, oh yeah, I can see it. And she's like, yeah, my schedule is so crazy busy. I gotta go to 3 different gyms. Like, I let her talk 80-20. Let the conversation go wherever the fuck it want to go. You feel me? I got the digits early because I knew the guy that I was with, he don't listen to my advice. He a RSD type guy, so he touchy-feely, he do weird shit. So I was like, I had to get the number real early because I knew he was gonna fuck it up. I knew it's a matter of time before he fuck it up with the friend, and the friend dragging my girl. But that's all besides the point, man. I'm gonna keep this one short. Sometimes I go on my little rants and shit like that, but it is what it is. And I go on these rants because I really need to drill it in the guy's head who really want to take advantage of this modern day dating lifestyle, because it's like fucking shooting fish in the barrel. Because a lot of men, they not approaching. A lot of men are walking away from girls. A lot of men don't have the skill set. A lot of men don't understand that in order to even get more women, you have to actually care less. A lot of men really need these principles, this understanding reverse psychology of women, because, you know what I mean, that's basically what it is. Because women are basically setting men up for failure. What they're doing is they're going on social media, women carry a very strong voice when it comes to influence, because they talk a lot and the word spreads between other women, because they kind of like all copiers. So like if one strong woman says something and the other woman believes it, what they do is they all kind of repeat the same shit. So they very unified when it comes to their message. That's why they can get so much done when they talk. You know what I mean? Even though they got every right that a man got, they still cry about female rights, and then the president or whoever it is will find ways to try to even give them more rights, which means that they double dipping. So they still want chivalry. They still want the guy to be traditional. They don't want to be traditional women. They want more rights than even the man, and they want complete control over what they can choose, what they have control over, what they have, pretty much everything. And they've been winning because they stand together and they speak loud and they speak clear. But what ends up happening when it comes to the dating is all of these women, they say that they want something. They say they want the man that cares, that gives them flowers, that does this, that thinks about this. They basically want a slave. They want the man to be their fucking pet. And that's what they say they want, but what they respond to is the complete opposite. So the reason why it's important to be in the field and be talking to these women and actually, you know, have a bunch of numbers and be testing these theories is because of the fact that a lot of people won't get this information if they listen to mainstream, because mainstream is corrupt. Mainstream is corrupted by women who are trying to turn men into their pets. But women don't like men that they can push over, they can run over, and that they can tell what to do. So basically it ends up like they get a loud speech, they tell men what to do, and then they disqualify the men that actually listened to them and do what they said, because they don't like men that don't have backbones. So the way to counteract all of that shit is just not care in the fucking first place. So instead of doing what they say, care a lot, buying flowers, do all this bullshit, do the fucking opposite, and you'll get better results. Because what they're trying to do is they're trying to decipher from the man that's even worth her fucking time. But if you act like every other dude, you're not worth her time. But if you move to the beat of your own fucking drum, you are worth her time. And it's been like this since the beginning of fucking time. So don't listen to women when it comes to getting women. You gotta listen to a guy who's been in the field, who gets women at a high percentage. Nobody's gonna be at 100%. I think the best percentage that you can possibly be at from the numbers that you do get is 30% over time, because women appreciate follow-up. So over time, the probably absolute best that you can get is 30% total. So understanding that is you're going to get more no's than you get yeses. Understanding that it doesn't mean that you're less attractive because you got some no's. A girl can still adore you and still say no to you for whatever fucking psychological reason that she has going on in her head. So that's my breakdown for today. I hope you guys got a bunch of gold nuggets from this video. And with that being said, I'm out. Peace.